Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And today I would like to present my final year project, which is the Quran Memorized Monitoring Mobile Application System or project. For the chapter 1, we have introduction. In the research background, I will put the story on the Quran first. The Quran is a holy book for the Islam religions, which are the scriptures that have been read from generation to generations. In Malaysia, Islam is the biggest and official religion so far, and based on the Wikipedia facts, there are 61% of the majority in Malaysia are Islam, and by the law, Malay is Islam. And the memorization era have been found during Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam era. Since then, there are many institutes established in Malaysia to memorize the Quran education, which is the most ancient kind of Islam education, also known as Tahfiz Quran. For the problem statement, everyone knows about the COVID-19 outbreak that have been spread through the globe, through the whole world, and it is the biggest crisis so far. And it's not only affect the memorizing education or tahfiz education, is affect all the major education also. And as everybody know, many Quran mobile applications have been produced in recent years or before that, but all of the Quran memorizing apps are not suitable, especially for the one who are old and who have rare disease or OKU, something like that. And memorizing Quran also is a hard talent, which are people having difficulties to memorize the Quran within the time given. But without the time given, we can have the technology helps them. For the research question, we have why developing the Quran memories monitoring mobile application, and how to develop them. What are the outcome from developing the Quran memories monitoring mobile application? The objectives are to identify the Quran memorization technique and monitor the student to memorize Quran using modern technology. And it developed an Al-Quran monitoring mobile application using appropriate tools, architecture, method, and design. We have to test the functionality of the mobile application to monitor the students to memorize and display the memorized result. The research scope for the students or the lecturers who are having difficulties in meeting face to face to do the reading or memorizing assessment. The research significance is to ease the work of the lecturers, students, elder people, normal people like us who want to increase their funds in learning, increase their knowledge in Quran, and increase their memorizing capacity. The studies also help in managing a large number of students at once, like it can hold one-on-one video calls, but it can also manage the time within other students. It can track and trace students' memorization performance very easy, and set date, time, and location to do the reading or to do the assessment via face to face. And then it is easy to grade the students, alert the students, and reduce human error and support the new IT like myself. For the chapter 2, we have literature review, the comparison on similar studies. I have 4 applications which are similar to my studies, which is e-Hafazan mobile application, Quran companion mobile application, Hay'ah Tahfiz Al-Quran web system, and Easy Hifz application. The e-Hafazan mobile Quran has a heuristic guideline to help the elderly using smartphone, which help the elderly people who are having typing problems because it old age. And next we have Quran companion mobile application. It's mobile Quran companion use the read and with peers and lectures techniques, which you can directing video calls within peers and lecturers and read face to face. And Hay'ah Tahfiz is a Quran web system. It is to interact and monitor the student during the Quran memorizing assessment, like the student put their log in to the system, and after that they have to take the assessment, and the assessment already given by the lecturers. And after the student have already done with the stages or the assessment, the test marking will be come out. And Easy application use a VAR technique, which is a visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic. Easy have the audio sounds and the microphone to reading others, and it can helps on how to read if the any student can reading them very carefully, reading them very fluently. And e-Hafazan mobile use a system evaluation system, which is they guiding the testing using evaluating out from the other students or something like that. The Quran companion using survey research design, which is almost the same as the evaluation, but it used the platform like what we call that, Google Forms, like that, to do the survey, or you can pass the survey form to others. And Hay'ah Tahfiz Al-Quran use a Quran web system, which is using waterfall. Waterfall have 5 process or phases, which is requirement specification, design, implementation, testing, and maintenance. Is Hifz application using AD system, which is uh, analysis, development, implementation, and executing. I think like that. For the chapter 3, we have methodology. We have our waterfall methodology. It is a very easy and old methods or old model in the SDLC, which is software development lifecycle. The phase 1 are requirement specification, which are required of the specific document in order to execute the project task. Second, we have a design phase. There are to define the business rules, themes, and models to specific users. Next, we have implementation software development, which is functionality to test the development, like UI component and anything related to the software development inside it. So in the testing phase, we have to find any fault during the testing, and we will apply the fixing in the system to make the system more better. And the last one is maintenance. Maintenance phases are quite rare, which is after the end product, we will assign anyone to do the maintenance from time to time for the to keep up modern technologies. For the requirement, we have two requirement, which is software and hardware requirement. Which is in the software requirement, we got source code and output display. The source code are using Android Studio or Flutter, but I will using Android Studio. The output display will be displayed in the Android Studio screen or Flutter screen, or using USB debugging that you can using on the phone screen. Hardware requirement also have two, which is the laptops, which what I'm using right now, or the smartphone, which is a daily life requirement. Alright, and the specification for the laptop has to be Core i5 and above, and the RAM is for 4 GB and above, 64-bit operating system, but you can use 32-bit operating system too. It's not quite right to use it. And by the use the smartphone, the specification of the smartphone are Qualcomm or Apple A9 if you are using iPhone, and the minimum are 2 GB and above, and the system type are iOS 10 or Android 4.1 KitKat and above. The design we have the architecture, the workflow, and use case diagram. In the architecture, we using a service-oriented architecture, which is the short form SOA, is based on the interconnection of service on the network. The service are well defined. Open interface are long-term viable. It is a most commercial application. It processes large volume of data either locally or through high-speed network. In the design, there are two kinds of users, which are lecturers and students. students can log into the system, and the user can see and search the user information and other information like um, name, user's address, and user's phone number. They can also keep in touch using voice call or video calls. The voice call will be based on the phone number. The lecturer can update the assessment while student can take the assessment. The student easily take the assessment while the lecturer have to upload the assessment themselves. The assessment can be categorized into speaking and writing assessment, and the system may do the marking automation, but the lecturer also can check and update the system marking. In the design workflow, this is the workflow of the registration. Just log into the system. The user can see their information and update the information. The user may search other user information such as lecturer or peer student information. The flow will be same as use case diagram until the user log out from the system. In the implementation development, hybrid application using HTML5 and JavaScript to create UI component. HTML generation 5 is a basic internet markup language that is used to structure and show material on the World Wide Web. Advantage of using this is many UIs already familiar with the language and create the variety of the UI. Android Studio is an Android programming environment that have been created by the Googles. It has a highly helpful implementation editor for Android developers. It have a shortcut and designing available studios that is easy and simple to use, and it will reduce the time code, and it's not you don't have to use the very hard code to do the coding. For the Firebase database, it is the online database, which are not like Zen or other database like Oracle. So online, but I choose the Firebase. It's easier to put in the mobile system. We can link directly. It is a backend as a service, or known as base app development. It can use including a real-time database, cloud storage, or authentication. For the testing phase, the mobile application test will be conducted, and the functionality testing will be carried out by developer like myself, and to meet the user expectations. And the functionality of application is tested while the internet element of the program are disregarded in functional test, also known as black box, based on the JAMA etc. 2016. And in the conclusion, the system that I would like to make is very helpful to everyone, including children, teenagers, adult, and elderly, and it can use the kinesthetic, also use the verb also, and will improve one by one until the end of the result. That's all from me. Thank you very much.